Hi, everyone. I want to welcome Angela. She is going to be your new best friend. Why? Because she is a procrastination and time management coach. So thank you, Angela, for coming on.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for
Welcome.
having me. So,
Yes, we all need you. For sure, we all need you. I know I procrastinate a lot. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
so my name is Angela, and when I started out on Instagram, I was actually diving into more like my sales strategy and digital marketing coaching, and then I kind of paired it with like time management. And then I found out that time management strategies weren't working. So, what I mean by this is that a lot of people don't know, but time management strategies, like they're amazing, but they don't work unless you actually do the inner work, which is why I became a procrastination coach. So I think a lot of people kind of associate the time management procrastination to be kind of like the same thing, but they're two different like entities basically. So that's why now I decided to be a procrastination coach and a time management strategist. And it's also because like I learned that I was really good with time management. So I can tell you a bit about my story from like
Yeah,
a long
please.
time ago.
Please do.
So so back when I was 19, I did get pregnant. I was very, very young. I gave birth about 2 weeks before my chemical engineering year started of my junior year of chemical engineering school. So I was still an
Mhm.
undergrad. I was a university student. So I was like, okay, I gotta learn about time management because that was the only way I was going to graduate with becoming a chemical engineer. So when I was trying to get my bachelor's, it took me about 5 years to get my bachelor's instead of four. I had to
Mhm.
juggle between, being having a newborn, so being a new mom. Um, my boyfriend, which is now my spouse, was always gone because he's in the Navy, so that was hard too. And then I also had to make some pocket money on the side. So on the weekends, I was actually a freelance bridal hair and makeup stylist. So I did that on the
Wow.
weekends as well while I was studying for my chemical engineering undergrad. And I was like, okay. And then once I got my degree, well, like I got my degree because of my time management skills that I was able to learn and study. And then I got burnt out so badly. I got really sick. I
Right.
remember the day I like graduated, and then the next day I just had like the flu. It like my body told me that it was tired, it was exhausted, and then a few months later, I started my new job as a chemical engineer, where I was a research and development process engineer for semiconductors. And
Wow.
so, yeah, and then
That's
and
cool.
then I had my son. So I had two kids, and then I had my chemical engineering career trying to go off, and it was just like this was a lot. It was burning me out too because I didn't know how to basically analyze my underlying fears and calm myself down, right? I was
Mhm.
amazing at time management, but it was not solving the case that I was like, why am I procrastinating on finishing up this report for work? And why am I procrastinating in this? And I was like, why am I procrastinating so much? And I feel so burnt out. And it was because it wasn't the time management. I didn't know how to do the inner work to actually shift my mindset. Because like if you don't learn how to do that, you get sick. Your body will tell you it's tired. And so now, once I was working with clients with my sales strategy and time management coaching last year, I've noticed that I would give them everything. I would give them all the sales strategy to help them build their online business and
Mhm.
develop more like funnels and sales and content strategy. But I was like, okay, I gave you everything, and then like I saw some people online who also purchase really really good courses and guides from all these other successful like sales strategists, but they
Mhm.
weren't making consistent sales. And I was like,
Right.
what's the problem? Everybody has all the answers like with all laid out for them. They all got they either got their coaching or they got my coaching. And I realized that it was like a procrastination problem. So you can have all the time management skills, all the sales strategy skills, but if you don't know how to push yourself, take action, and be consistent in doing everything that your coach tells you, or what your guide tells you, or what your courses tell you, then there's no way that you can make it and become successful. Like it's in here. It comes back to here
No, I completely,
and back down
completely
to your
agree.
body. So, and that's
Yeah,
how.
no, I agree completely. That's why I think I met you when you were starting that journey
Yeah.
towards the sale. And then I was like, yay, she went into the whole procrastination, time management thing because I know I need that. So I actually went, or I'm going towards more of the mindset. Because once
Good.
again, like you said, you need everything in
Yeah.
order to, you can have all those tools, but if your mindset is not there and your time management is not there, your strategy will not work. So I
Yeah.
am so, so glad that you're on here with me.
Awesome.
So,
Thank you.
okay. So what strategy do you recommend for overcoming procrastination?
So I developed my own methodology called the Clarity Clockwork methodology. But that one's more comprehensive, which I will be developing into my program. It'll take a couple months to go through. But something
Mhm.
quick that can help people like take action now, I
Yeah.
believe, is so first, like you first want to understand the fact that you are procrastinating in the first place. So some people don't even understand that. So once you
Yeah.
recognize that you're actually procrastinating, and then you can actually identify the root cause of your procrastination. And that's where it comes down to your fears. So your behaviors affect your thoughts. So let's say, yeah, so you're behaving as in you're procrastinating a lot. Your procrastination habits are coming from your fears, and it comes back to your negative thinking. So let's say, for example, that, oh, I want to launch my course. Like I want to launch my
Mhm.
new course. I want to get new clients, but then you're procrastinating in creating your course. Why is that? And some of the reasons why could, you're laughing right now.
Me,
Oh, okay,
I
okay,
have
this
it
is good
down. I just
then.
haven't done the videos, but I mean, it's mostly done. So I need you.
This is good. This is a good example then.
Yeah.
Okay, so so you would have to identify your fears back into your thinking. So when you think, basically, what negative thoughts are you having about wanting to, complete the course, to launch your program? Are you scared that people will judge you? Are you scared that no one will like your course? Are you scared that no one will like your methodology? Do you think that people may judge you? Do you think that people may ask you for refunds, And that's what something that we just can't expect. Or I
Yes.
mean, like it's just something that we shouldn't be thinking about in the first place,
I
but
know.
we do because we are humans, and that is okay. It's
Mhm.
okay to have the negative thoughts. So once you understand that you have these thoughts, and then it goes down to your feelings, where it's like judgment, embarrassment, overwhelm, anxiety, even boredom, like
Mhm.
all of that, right? But once you
No,
learn
you've
how
got
to
it all
make space,
down. Yeah.
yeah. So once you learn to make space for that, right?
Mhm.
So it's the trick is not to fight it. It's to kind of like somewhat befriend it in a way where you have space. And you're like, okay, I'm having these thoughts, I'm having these fears. So
Mhm.
what am I gonna do now? So now that you recognize that, good, good. It's a good thing that you recognize your fears and your thoughts. Now
Right.
you're gonna flip it. So you're going to, after exposing your fears, you're going to focus on your conscious desire. So what do you want to happen after you launch a program? Do you want people to love it? Right? Do you want people to actually succeed in whatever you're teaching in? Right? Do you want
Yeah.
people to give you so much good feedback? Do you want your sales to reach 10K launch or like a 100K launch? So once you like focus on that type of conscious desire, and then you focus on the feelings that you want, right? Relief, proudness, accomplished. And then that's how
Mhm.
you actually start eliminating your procrastination habits. It's a habit. You're able to pretty much cure it. So that's my
Yeah.
strategy. That's the most
No,
simplest strategy.
no, it's true. And I agree with me is filming. I don't like being on camera. I know it's super weird because I like, talking and I like helping people, but just being on camera is like, So that's one of
Yeah,
the things that, how do I get past that? I mean, something as simple as being on camera.
I know. So that might be the perfectionism in you. That's what I also go over with people where they're like,
Oh, I never even thought about that. Wow.
yeah. So like even like for me, I was so this is an example. Like for me, I
Mhm.
was like, okay, I have a cold. What if I like what I start coughing a bunch, or what if I say something and I don't mean it? Or we have to be comfortable
Mhm.
with messing up. And it's okay. We have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to, so right now, even me, I'm still in the process of removing my type A personality. So that way I can actually be okay with being messy and feeling
Yeah.
okay. So that way we can reduce our burnout.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get you because that's where I'm at. Now that you actually said it, I'm like, oh my God, that makes so much sense because I have stayed up for like hours and hours making sure that everything was on
Top
point,
notch, yeah,
checking
right.
everything. But then I'm like, oh, but the video, and it just pushes everything back. But it makes sense about being a perfectionist. I've
Mhm.
just always done that. So it's gonna take, I think, a little while for me to, get over that. Is there like specific things or specific strategy that I can use?
To go over perfectionism.
Yeah.
So basically the same thing that I said earlier. Again,
Hmm.
it's your fears, right? Because like perfectionism again comes back to your procrastination habits. You're pushing this away because you believe that it might not be perfect. It might not be like 5 out of 5. So you still need to go back to your inner work and your mindset, your negative
Yeah.
thoughts and your fears. And then there's actually some other ways where once you focus on your, what you want out of it, like your desires, and you're still feeling overwhelmed. That's why I recommend somatic work. So I actually tell my clients like in my
Can you
I
tell
have
me
an
what that is
interactive,
really quick?
sorry.
Can you just define that for me? I'm not sure what it
Oh,
is.
somatic work. So
Yeah.
it's like basically they teach us in therapy as well. So it's basically different types of tactics where you can actually kind of like distress yourself and calm yourself down. That's
Hmm.
what I could say in the most simplest way. And basically, like I mean, do you know about breath work? You know how people do breath work? That's a type of
Yeah.
somatic work as well.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, that's something that
Thank you
I
for
also teach in
explaining.
my workbook.
Uh, Thank you so much.
Mhm.
So let me see. Now that I have my course almost done, what I learned is to break it down by like 30-day goal, 90-day goal, 6 month, 1 year, 3 years. Is there another technique that you know of that will help me kind of break it down even more to accomplish it?
So if you're having a long-term goal, that's good that you're doing 3, 6, 9 month, and then
Hmm.
because you already have those long terms already set up in your calendar, that's good.
Hmm.
So now you want to break it down within per week. So what are you going to do this week to help you get, be a 1% closer to the next goal, which is in 3 months, and then you continue on from there. So it's a it's repetitive, but you want to break it
Hmm.
down for each week. So that way you're still doing something productive towards
Hmm.
that goal that you're trying to reach in 3 months and then 6 months and then 9 months.
Hmm. So I have heard that it's good to kind of break it down backwards. Have you ever heard of that technique? I don't even know if it works or
Backward.
not. I haven't tried it.
I don't think I have. There's a lot of time management techniques, so
Hmm.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Oh, they say basically since you already know what you want, write down what it is and then go backwards and write it out. That's what I
Oh,
heard.
that's what you mean. Okay, no, that works too because like yeah, so when you have like a large project, right?
Hmm.
You can you can brainstorm on paper. You write down your project and then you branch out what's needed, like what
Yeah.
steps are needed for that project,
Hmm.
and then you branch out more what other steps are needed for the next like major steps. And that's how you
Hmm.
can like basically make it into smaller steps so that way it's not as overwhelming. Because if you just see the big picture of like the entire big goal, it's like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? Right. And so that's why you want to branch out, keep branching out, and then start from there and be patient with yourself. You have to give yourself grace because you have to also acknowledge that the fact that you're actually stepping forward to do so. to actually reach that
Mhm.
goal. So I think that's that's like very common for people to keep forgetting that, to like give themselves more grace and more leverage because
Mhm.
they are doing something productive without, them really thinking about it. They get imposter syndrome. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I was just going to ask you that because I know you kind of talked a little bit about the underlying fears. What is it that you see the most? What are people reaching out to you? What are they telling you? What is holding them back? What do you see the most common right now?
So, oh, that is a common thing that people ask people online. It's like, what's holding you back? And honestly, from what I see, the common fear is usually like judgment and overwhelm and judgment, right? They're too focused on what everyone else is thinking about them when they
Right.
really should just focus on themselves. And I mean, that's
Mhm.
okay because we're human, we're supposed to experience these emotions. But the trick is to actually recognize the emotions and don't fight it. So there's like a fight, flight, or freeze
Mhm.
type
What
of
is that?
tactic. So you can either fight it, which is going to make it worse. You can choose flight, which is basically running away from it. That's also going to make it worse. Or you could also freeze, which is kind of like
Me. Me.
you freeze. You're like, I
I
don't know what to
do.
do, so I'm
I
not going to
do.
do
I work
anything.
a lot and then I'm like, now what?
Yeah. So
Like I put all these things to that's my problem. Like I have all these pieces, but then just putting them together, that's where I get stuck.
yeah.
So I don't
Oh
even
yeah. Yeah, that's very common too, right? It's like, okay, I have something big I gotta finish, but there's so many things to do about it, right?
yeah.
So that's why it's very important to like we still have to do our inner work, somatic work, breath work if needed, or other kinds of ways that calms you down. I like with me, I actually like to go as close to nature as much as possible. So
Mhm.
I actually went to 2 years of like therapy. I was diagnosed with depression, depression and anxiety, and then I had trauma therapy as well. So a lot
Mhm.
of the tactics that they helped me with, which also benefits with some people with procrastination habits as well, is being closer to nature. So you can either
Mhm.
ground yourself, like for example, you can put your feet on the grass and it
Mhm.
actually calms you down. I like to sunbathe for a couple minutes a day. Like I like to go outside, sunbathe, and it actually calms me down too. So
Okay, I need to do
those
that
are
one
how.
because I'm allergic to grass.
Are you
I haven't been able to do the whole, grass thing, which I really want to. I
okay?
really want to ground myself, but I just can't.
Okay,
But
ignore that
what
one.
you
Then do the
hit
sunbathing.
I know, right? You hit on a good topic. I've seen that a lot, and I've read a lot about when the pandemic hit in
Mhm.
2020 to now, the mental health system has just
It's spiked.
it's skyrocketed. Yes, it's
Yes, it's
really
really
bad, especially, around the youth right now. I see it in my teenagers, and I mean, you were diagnosed with that. I'm bipolar. A lot of people don't know. And I'm gonna go over that in, other videos. Maybe you can come back and we can go over that too. Just getting past, the mentality when it comes to um people kind of judging you. And I think that's what kind of sticks with us,
yeah,
that we did go to therapy and they do tell us, but it's so common.
yeah,
Like 9 out of 10 people have some sort of insecurity or have some sort of trauma. And I
yeah,
think it sticks there with you. And I
yeah. That's
think that would be the biggest, reasons why I see that people are procrastinating.
yeah, because like procrastination is also a symptom of people with depression, anxiety, ADHD. Like there's many reasons why people procrastinate, and that's also a huge reason why they're not succeeding more in their business or in their personal life, right? Like once I learned about this, I'm even now I'm still learning more about it to actually become a better and present mom to my own kids. Like I have
Mhm.
my 7-year old, she does have kind of like high anxiety a bit as well. So
Mhm.
learning more about this can help me somehow be a better mother for her too. So
Yeah, no, it helps because they mimic us. Everything we do, they do. So the books that I've been reading, I've been having my teenagers read. They hate it, but I tell them you have to read a chapter a day and write me like a summary because they don't understand how important it is, especially nowadays, to kind of get away from the whole, social media and what everybody is.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's just stressed and just talking about, problems, problems, problems. But I wanted to bring you in because you're a solution, time management, and that's a solution. So
Yeah.
when it comes to time management, what's the difference between like time management and the procrastination side?
So the procrastination side goes back to pretty much helping reduce your anxiety and your underlying fears, or understanding, sorry, your fears, and then making space for it, and then focusing on the desired result. That way, you don't no longer have to procrastinate. And then once you're able to eliminate your procrastination habits, then we can go into time management. So that's how it works. You want to first make sure that you can actually take the actions of time management. So basically, like I could like we can have a time audit, and I could like look at your entire schedule, and I can help you and teach you how to time block effectively, especially if you're like a parent or if you're entrepreneur or like 9 to 5 and an entrepreneur, so there's ways to time block effectively around that. But if you are procrastinating in doing what's needed to do in each, time block in each period, then that's the
Not
problem.
gonna
That's why
work.
time management won't work. We have to work on your procrastination habits first. Whatever is in your head, we need to like let it go. That's why I always like tell within my workbook, I tell my clients, whatever's in your head, like it's really important to take it out. You want to make it as clear as possible. So if let's say you have an appointment, right? So this is also time management strategy. You have an appointment, make sure it's all time blocked into your calendar. Or let's say you have a long to-do list, right? Take it out of your head. You have to take it out. The more you take it out and put it into your calendar, then it's like, oh, relief. It's gone. It's set in stone. You're
Yeah.
gonna be okay. And then so that's why like procrastination habits need to be pretty much fixed first, and then we can do time management. So that's how it
Yeah.
works.
No, that's what I tell people too. And that's why I'm trying to focus again on the mindset because it's just
Always
so
goes back to
important.
that.
Plus, you, well, now telling you because I haven't mentioned it to anyone about me being bipolar, but I see so much stigma behind you can't do it because you have a mental disability. And if I weren't to tell you that I have it, no one would know. I've owned several successful businesses, and people can't tell by just looking at me.
Mhm.
And then when they do find out, they're like, what? I didn't think somebody with anxiety or depression or any kind of, mental disability or just any disability at all. I didn't think that you would be able to be successful.
It's really hard for people to talk about why they're scared or why they're embarrassed or feeling judged about this. And then we explain after that about why it wouldn't happen. Like,
Mhm.
so that's the good part about it. Like, okay, what if it doesn't? Like, what if actually people love it, right? What if you do so good, right? So
Yeah.
once we do that, we have to enforce that type of positive thinking, so that way we can focus on those positive feelings, and then we know we can finally eliminate like that procrastination habit. So once
Mhm.
we do that, then we can also talk about um, what your plan is. Usually, so an action plan, I would probably make that within a 2 week to 4 week span, depending on what's like really needed for the client. And then I would tell you basically what you need to do every day to
Mhm.
make sure that you can help benefit your mindset to remove those procrastination habits, plus helping you schedule out your time with whatever
Mhm.
you have to, like if you have kids or entrepreneur, multiple businesses or 9 to 5. So that's how it would work that way. And then we would develop also routines to make sure that you're
Mhm.
still working on your mindset. So one thing is like brain dumping. I have that within my workbook. In my workbook, I have a 14-day challenge. So for two
Mhm.
weeks, there's something to do every single day. Within the first week, it's more mindset and breath
Uh-huh.
work, and like,
Mhm.
releasing your fears, understanding it, and then focusing on what you really want from the goal that you want to accomplish. And then the second week is all time management. So that's how I work it.
Yeah, so how many sessions do you do? Like, how do you space out your sessions?
Okay, so for my one-on-one, that's only one session, and then I
Oh,
offer,
it's only one session.
yeah, so I do 1 hour, and then I offer a 1 hour accountability hour, basically,
Mhm.
where it's their choice to take it or not, where I
Right.
can have like unlimited DMs with voice messages to make sure
Hmm.
that they're actually doing the work that's needed to be done.
Hmm. No, that's cool. I would need that. I would need for you to be like, hey, have you finished this? 'Cause,
Yeah.
yeah, sometimes you need, even if it's in front of you, because I do that. I have a calendar and I tend to not open it. I don't know why I do that, but I tend to not open it. So, I mean, having you as a coach would be amazing. So, we're going to talk afterwards about it. But
Awesome.
after your one-on-one, what other things do you have to offer? Like you said that you have other products. So what do you
Yeah.
have out there right now that people can use?
So right now, people can go ahead and get my free guide, which comes with a quiz as well to determine if you actually need procrastination strategy to eliminate it, or if you just need time management skills. But most of the time,
Mm,
it's procrastination, and people don't know that.
yeah.
And within that guide, it's free, and it tells you 5 steps to overcoming procrastination. So it's like it. So within there, and then I also provide a comprehensive workbook. It's 50 pages. That one is not free, but I do have a discount right now for 40% off.
But
And
it's
it
all on your Instagram, right? All they have to do is go to the link in your bio.
Yes, yeah. And in that workbook, again, yeah, 50 pages long. And it consists talking about my methodology, which is what I'll be including in my program, which is the clarity clockwork methodology. And within that workbook, it explains about procrastination and more, more understanding about it because people still relate it
Mhm.
to like time management and productivity, but it goes way deeper than that. So then there
Mhm.
comes the 14-day challenge in there, so for 14 days straight, there are activities to do and it's interactive. So you're able to like type in your answers and
Mhm.
understand more of your fears, your feelings that way. And then it'll transition to the last week, which is more time management and energy analysis. So I'm very strong in energy analysis. So energy analysis, which I will be including in my program for sure.
Mhm.
Um, so I help clients analyze their energy because it actually helps determine when your best deep focus work is going to be at. So for
Mhm.
example, in this day and age, like based on like a typical like work day,
Mhm.
Mondays and Fridays are the lowest, where you have the lowest amount of energy. And then
Really?
Tuesdays and Wednesdays are higher, and Thursday
Mhm.
kind of dips down, right? Weekends are weekends are higher because you're not working usually. But this is just for like majority of people. Like it's not the same for everyone. So like for me, like I am usually have the highest energy on like Tuesdays right now.
Mhm.
And like I like to focus on like most of my work on like Tuesdays. And I do a deep work focus. And within
Mhm.
that time period, like from like 11 a.m. to like 2 p.m. That's during my 1-year-old's nap time. I
Mhm.
defocus in there and I get a lot of work done. And I
Mhm.
no distractions, nothing, just deep focus. And because I have more energy that day,
Mhm.
there's a higher chance of my work being like quality work and I get more done.
Great.
Versus if I did it on a Monday morning, I'm exhausted. I'm not gonna probably do it during that time. So
Yeah.
and then that also comes to your energy analysis on your times. Like, are you a morning person? Are you a night owl? Right? If you're a night owl, then maybe if you actually do some work during the evening, you might actually
Mhm.
get really good work done and a lot of it too. And that's how you actually reduce your time and have more free time because you're focusing
Mhm.
so well on your work that you actually finish it in a less amount of time than you expected. So that's
Mhm.
how the energy analysis works.
That's really cool. Let me talk a little bit about the moms out there. A lot of the people that I spoke to are moms, and their schedules are just hectic. I know mine, one goes in at 1 hour, and then the other one goes in an hour after, and then I have like a 5 hour gap. And then they get home, and then the husband gets home, and then nothing. And My brain, I don't know what's wrong with my brain. I'll go to sleep
There's nothing
like
wrong.
around 8, like around 8, and then like around 1, my brain is like, hi, I'm awake and I'm fully focused. And I'll get the computer and I'll start working, and like the best work comes out. But I'm talking about like 1, 2, 3, 4 in the morning. I have no idea how to change
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I have no idea how to change that. But yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know what
So like
you,
with that, like, so one big thing is that we want to prioritize sleep. How much sleep do you usually get if you do that?
it depends. It depends because I do have, and I think for me, that has been like a good thing that I go on my manic modes, because I'll go like a week or two and just full on like bam, 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 and I'll get everything done, but I will only get like maybe 3 or 4 hours of sleep. But then, like you said, your
Yeah.
body is just like, so,
Yeah.
after I get all that done, my body is just like, okay, no more. Gets to the point where, like a couple of days ago, I was looking at the computer so much that my eyes started hurting. And then I started Googling it, like, why do my eyes hurt? I didn't even know that there was like an eye strain thing.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. You're
Yeah.
straining your own body doing that. So it's like, you can either like get a lot of work done and then get sick after, or you can feel fine and still get a lot of work done during it. There's a better
Mhm.
way of doing this. So that's why I also involve regulating your nervous system within my
Mhm.
methodology, right? You need better sleep and understanding what your body needs. Like you have to trust it. Don't push it too hard. And you might still be able, no, you will still be able to just get as much work done either way. But at the same time, you're actually nurturing your body and listening to it. And that's why
Mhm.
it's really important to understand it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And okay, if right now I'm listening to this and I want to start right away, what do you suggest that I get? Do I go download the free stuff you have on there? It's free, guys. So, I mean, you have no
Yeah.
excuse. But should I go get a calendar? Should I work on my phone? Like, what tools do I need in front of me to get this started?
So you can definitely just get your phone since it's an easy document to read. But if you prefer to look at it bigger, then you can use your iPad or your laptop or desktop. So I think the first thing would recommend for people if they are interested about learning how to eliminate the procrastination habits in order to like reach their goals and success and
Mhm.
time freedom, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely get the free stuff. Utilize all of my free stuff, especially my guide, and then
Mhm.
see if it's a good fit. And then if you have any questions, my DMs are always free.
You are on Instagram and there's always something new. You're always talking about new things, and you show your family, you show your kids. And to me, that makes me want to trust you more. If I see your face, if I see your family, if I know your story, that's why I'm so glad that you came on here and actually told us a little bit about your background, because that
Yeah.
makes the person that's, trying to reach out to you trust you.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand that. So when they're trying to find a coach, what do you suggest? That's what I look for. I look for somebody that I feel that I have a connection with, because I have looked out and they kind of show you like, this is who I am and here's my life. So how do you choose a coach?
So like when I was choosing my coaches too, when I was starting off in my business as well, I
Mhm.
um I would just definitely look at their stuff. Like, I utilize all their free stuff, and I have to see like, okay, is this valuable? Can I actually use this? And do I like what I'm like reading? Because if so, then I
Mhm.
can move on with this coach. And then definitely like actually talking to them, right? Because there's like so many coaches out there. I mean, like you can have one of like they could have the best testimonials, but like
Mhm.
for me, like if I cannot connect well with my coach, then it's not a good fit, right? So
Mhm.
I think like reaching to their DMs, talking to them, maybe voice messaging them too through
Mhm.
DMs would help a lot. So I suggest that like first things first, talk to them first before you like purchase anything.
Yeah, no, I think that's a big one. So that's why I'm glad that you said that they can just DM you, because that's what has stopped me in the past from purchasing things,
Mhm.
because it kind of, okay, you already know, and everybody knows that, ChatGPT, Canva, they all have AI now. So there's this thing. There's AI and there's having an actual person like you that I can actually like not reach out and touch you like literally,
Mm,
but
yeah.
that you can actually speak to. So a lot of people are going to like ChatGPT or to any AI for answers. For time
Uh,
management, I could just type in there, what should I do for time management? What should I do for this? And, it gives you like a list. So what makes you different from a programming? I know obviously the personality, it's everything that you bring to the table. You're talking to them, you're encouraging them. But to those people that are like, I can just, search this up, what
oh,
would
okay.
you say to them?
So basically, if if you're a mom and you're searching up time management skills and you buy all these time management books, unfortunately, like I talked last year, I talked to a time management expert, like she's been doing it for years, and she
Yeah.
said that actually a bunch of those books are actually time management based on like men on their
Mm,
schedule, not moms.
really?
Yeah, so that's why it's like you want to, if you are a mom, I would suggest probably um if you want time management skills, probably find a coach who is a mom or has worked with moms, right? So either way, because you don't have to be mom, but just someone you can connect with and have experience with. So like with me, like I know how to time manage myself with a baby, chemical engineering, and I still manage to do a part-time job at the same time with my
Oh,
husband being in the
I
Navy.
couldn't.
Yeah, so yes, you could. Yes, you could. See, you gotta take that out, take it out of your head.
Probably, but yeah, I know, I know. I really need to
So
do that.
yeah, so
I
that's a
think
big thing. And
I'm
it's like the
when it
connection.
comes to that, I can help other people, but then I can't do it to myself. I need my coach to kind of tell me like, hey, snap out of
Mm.
it. So yeah, it's good to have somebody that can hold you accountable for what you're doing. Aside from the one-on-one, what do you think about having a community? Like, do you have like a community that people can just type questions in, or just what do you
Um,
suggest when it comes to a community?
so I am working on that as well. I'm hoping I can like open a broadcast channel later on once I get
Oh,
enough
cool.
like subscribers to my email list and
And
everything.
you're well, because this is going to be on YouTube. So,
Yeah, so I am gonna build a community. And yeah, I'm hoping it can just be a broadcast channel in Instagram so that way I can just type on there and like, interact more with people through there too. And then I might do something externally from Instagram somewhere else, like on a different app,
mhm,
just to have another
yeah.
community there. So we'll see. But for now, like I'm working on my mini course, which is going to
Mhm,
focus more on your behaviors and thoughts, like managing your emotions, your time management. So all of that. So it's gonna within the mini course, but then like my signature program that I am also
mhm.
working it, I have a lot to do too. I'm working on that. That program might be maybe 3 months long. We'll see, 3 to 6 months long, because that will be for my members who are like in their I'm done moment. Like I'm done procrastinating. I'm gonna reach those goals. I'm gonna make that 10K launch, 100K launch, all that mindset and understanding, and then included with time management. So that's gonna be in the signature program coming up this year as well. So a lot to do, but I am excited.
Yeah, no, you're gonna do it just like I'm gonna do it. We're gonna get it out there. We just have
We're
to
gonna do
say
it.
it, right? Just kind of, just get it through, well, at least through my head that it's gonna be done, it's gonna be done. But of course, I need to manage my time, different. I have another question for you. So, and this is completely aside from the time management, but I'm sure that you can give me some input on it. I have obviously my thoughts about it. But when it comes to all the people that are selling like $6 stuff, $7 stuff, $17, what do you think about that? Does that bring in a person that you think is actually going to finish your course? Or do you think that just a bigger course is for someone that is really, really going to do it?
Expensive, then and they bought it, then that means that they're more than likely your ideal customer, your ideal client, because they're
Right.
like, I'm done. I need to work on this now. I need help.
And I'm actually going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to follow it. So who's reaching out to you right now? What kind of people do you see? What kind of clients do you see reaching out?
Mainly moms with a 9 to 5 and moms with like an entrepreneur, like a business on the side.
Mhm,
So they've been asking me for help because like they have a really hard time like managing their business, but also making time for their family, which is like,
mhm.
my problem back then too. So,
Yeah.
and then so I've been giving them tips and, guide, like letting them know that I have free resources for you to use right now to help you.
Mhm,
So that's like, yeah, mainly a lot of parents.
mhm. So you say you get the moms and you get what about just people that are like me that just, I am a mom and everything is just, I am so clouded all the time, just
Mhm.
everything, just life. It's not
Yeah.
just the kids. Do you get, and not only that, but I'm just going to point out the digital marketers out there. There is so many. Is that the kind of clients you're getting?
So like right now, like I have because I just recently pivoted this beginning of the year. So a lot of them
Mhm.
are still like digital marketers, but some of them did pivot as well. Like they're trying to take away all MRR courses. But I like so most of the people that have talking to me are like they're either like digital marketers or like I've had like some copywriters too.
Mhm.
And then another mom with like ADHD. So yeah,
Oh
but
no,
like
I think
it's mainly
that's
women so far that have been contacting me. I think I had one guy, but yeah, I mean like my main audience is like online creators. So yeah.
yeah, well, that's cool. And how different is it working with someone that doesn't have ADHD? I'm telling you because I had a client that purchased one of the MRR courses that I was selling. And even though it said, you're purchasing it, you get it, it's yours, they were so frustrated with it that they couldn't focus that time and just kept putting it aside, obviously kept procrastinating on it and just didn't do anything with it. They just ended up getting their money back. But what's the difference between, like, how would you or help someone like that?
So with someone with ADHD versus not.
Hmm.
So with ADHD, we do have to so that approach is more different. I have to be more specific with someone with ADHD and I'm still currently researching more about that.
Hmm.
It's more on like emotional regulation because like you can't so a lot of them like to like people with ADHD like to have like long to-do lists and it's can be like way too long sometimes and that's where it gets really frustrating. So we like that is a I would have to help regulate their emotions and it will take time. Like it could take like over a month or even a few months until they're like understand how to create that routine of understanding how to regulate their own emotions without me, right? Because that's the goal. Is like my goal is to teach you so that you no longer need me. So
Hmm.
yeah, that one it is more comprehensive.
Yeah, no, I bet I couldn't. I tried to help as much as I could, but it got to the point where I just couldn't. So if you were there at that time, I would have sent her to you. You could
Yeah,
have
so like
probably helped her.
like that's what my service also provides for like coaches who have clients who are not pretty much implementing all their actions or like implementing all the strategy that the coach is teaching them. And that hurts both the client and the coach because one, the client is not reaching their goals. and the coach's like strategy isn't shown to be proven to be really good because the client's not doing it, and it's because the client has a procrastination habit. And then that's where like I would come in and help the clients. So that way, like sometimes like the coaches could come and hire me for their clients, basically. So that's like
Yeah,
another
no,
way.
that's exactly what I was thinking. And that's why, like I said, I kind of pivoted towards the mental health side of it and the mindset and the self-awareness and that side of it. Because people think it's just, you can just go and get a business coach and, all your problems will be solved. But they don't understand that there's a lot of different coaches for a lot of different things, and we're
Yeah,
all there for very different reasons. So you
yeah,
might go to a business coach and not get the information that you need because you do need time management, or you do need to work on your mindset first, or
yeah.
you have other things that, life coaches or just other
Hmm.
things that you need to take care of instead of just focusing on that.
Like business
Just,
strategy.
yeah, on
Yeah.
the
So
business.
like, yeah, like I like my other business coach, like she taught me that like business strategy is only 20%, and the 80% of your success is mindset. It's all mindset. And I know like people always say that it's mindset, but then, a lot of people don't know what to do about it. They're like, okay, it's about
Yes.
mindset, but what do I do about it? And there's the type of
Yes.
coaches like you and
Mhm.
me are able to actually help our clients with.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What I hear people telling me is that their own friends and family are the ones that they're most afraid of.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah,
if
that
you've
makes
heard
sense,
that too.
especially if it's someone personal. Because like if it's a stranger, you can just block them, right? You can
Right.
block them and they're gone. That's it. You don't have to worry about them anymore. But like a family and friends, they're still there, right? So that's where you have to lay down your boundaries. And I teach this too in my program. Boundaries and
Mhm.
your non-negotiables. So
Mhm.
like if your family or friends are judging you, you got to teach yourself how to make those boundaries and also tell them like you got to stop, and then be
Yeah.
okay. Like if they don't stop, you got to be okay with also like hearing that and knowing that you're fine, that you are successful, you are amazing no matter what your family or your friends say about you. So you
Mhm.
have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah, and that goes once again hand in hand with procrastination. A lot of people don't understand why they're not getting past it. So I think it's a very good topic, and it's really great that you're actually out there and are showing everyone that this is so important. This is maybe the reason, even though you could be super intelligent and have everything down and think, everything's ready, but you're thinking, why am I failing? What am I
Yeah.
not doing? It's
Oh
hard.
yeah,
You can't have
that's a good
perfect.
point. Because like intelligence doesn't correlate with procrastination. You can be the smartest person in the room, but if you procrastinate, the person who is considered less smart will surpass you. And that's just how it works, right? The person with a
Mhm.
stronger mindset will surpass, right? I honestly believe every coach needs a coach. My coach told me that, and
Yes.
I truly believe it. I think every coach needs a coach or a mentor, right? I have one in business and also with my specialty because I always want to learn. And I think that's how you can actually become successful. It's the person who doesn't stop learning, right? Who doesn't
Mhm.
stop learning, keeps pushing forward, and they make their program. And then the next year they're like, oh, let's see what I can do, to make it better. Like you always think ahead and keep going, keep going. So not only mentality, right? You want to be healthy mentally, and then you
Mhm.
also want to be able to manage your time to create that time freedom for yourself. You need self-care time, you need family time, friend time, and you also need time for your business to nurture it too. So that's where, and then also I do believe physical health. I know a lot of people don't talk about it as much because I know we're on the topic of mindset, but physical
Mhm.
health too, because we need to also nurture our bodies in order to be
Yeah.
successful. And then, yeah, and always having a coach or a mentor to help guide you.
And a lot of people, I don't know why they're against it, but I have heard of a lot of people saying, I don't need one, I'm buying a course or I'm getting this stuff for free. Like you said, you need a coach. You know, we need coaches. There's someone that's always going to know more than you, and there's someone that you can help that knows less than you. So
Mhm.
when they see like a mindset coach or a life coach, and then they see a procrastination coach, and time management coach. They're like, well, why do I need both? Aren't coaches coaches? So they don't understand that,
Oh, that we have
you
our own
need all that.
specialties. Yeah.
Yeah, you need all that together in order to be successful.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
And then
think
also
that's
like a
great.
community. Like you want to have connections with people who are truly going to support you. I think community is huge. I forgot to say that earlier, right? You
Mhm,
want to be in a room somewhere where like they all have the same similar mindset or the same strive
mhm,
as you. They want to do better. They want to eliminate their procrastination habit. They want to be successful. They want to have more time with their family. Find that community. I think like they will push you the most because if you're having problems with, let's say, family or friends that are pretty much putting you down, but when you
mhm,
focus on your joining a community of other like-minded people, then it's so much easier. You'll feel more motivated to do it as well.
mhm. No, I agree. On one of the program pieces that I'm doing, one of the sections, it talks about kind of getting away from the environment you're in right now. Because sometimes just getting out of your house, you can just let all that stuff go. And
Yes.
I mean, you're moving away from your routine. I mean, you need a routine, obviously. Like you're saying, you need your time
Yeah.
management, but sometimes you need just to get away and
I
just
actually
to
teach
clear
that
your.
also in my free guide. I talk about
Do
environments in there.
you?
Yeah, I do. So
Yes, you need
environment's a
that.
big thing, right? You like yeah, if you want to take a break, then take your time and like go take a trip. Don't feel guilty about it. You have to, put yourself first. And then also like so another thing I teach is like when you're working, we don't recommend working like on your bed, right? You more than likely will fall asleep or turn on Netflix, right? You want to keep everything separate. So, bed is for rest, and then your desk, your work area is for work, your dining
Mhm.
table is for eating, right? And we want to keep it separate so we don't distract ourselves. Why are you
I do
laughing?
all of that, Angela. I do all of that. I'm telling you, at 1 in the morning, I'm on my bed and I'm like, so my husband will turn around, all he sees is like the big screen of my laptop.
Of the light, yeah.
And then the girls are like, Mom, where am I gonna eat? Because I'm all spread out on the table. So you got me. You like got me. I'm like,
So many people
totally
do
got
that.
me.
It's okay.
I'm bad at that, but for some reason that makes me feel like I'm organized when I have just like everything like laid out.
Oh, because you need like a big dining table to do it. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
that
if
makes
I can
sense.
see everything, it makes me feel like I'm more in control, which is probably not the case. I know, like I said, once I get your guide, I'm probably gonna just rethink things and I'm gonna do things differently. I know I am. You were talking about community, and one of the things that I talk about too is, or you just said it, being in a community with like-minded people. I tell people to actually, like, I'm in San Diego, so I can go to like San Diego events, and they just have like random, different events. But what I tell people is so important for you to be in a room with like-minded people because just the energy that goes
Yeah.
around the room helps you so much.
Yeah.
It helps you because everybody is hyped up. And, like for me, let's say right now when I'm talking to you, we have a lot in common and a lot of the views that we have and how we help people is very similar. So when I talk to you, I feel like all this energy, like I feel all hyped up.
Good.
And I
Good.
think that's like one of the things that people tell me when they are procrastinating, that they're kind of like, their energy is just so low. And I think it's so
Mhm.
important if you just reach out to those people or just, get yourself out of your house and go to somewhere, anywhere. It doesn't matter. I mean, you can do it on Facebook too, but for
Yeah,
me,
online you can find a community there.
yeah, for me, it feels better to just be in a room to be able to just feel everybody else. And just like you said, having a coach, having someone that's actually holding you accountable for the things that you should be doing. And,
Mhm.
you already told them, separate this, and this, and they're not doing it, then they know, okay, it's not Angela's fault. There's something that I need to change. Maybe I need to reach out to her again, and maybe You
Yeah,
know,
that's the thing. Like people would sometimes blame other coaches' strategy, well, but it's not sometimes it's not their fault with their strategy. The courses and guides may just be really, really great. It might be just down to the client not realizing that something's holding them back and they have to learn how to release that and understand it. So there's just
mhm,
like, yeah, I hope people this year will reach out for help instead of just
mhm.
like being stuck and thinking about their dreams. It's been what, maybe 5 years and they still haven't, you know, taken their first step towards their dreams and accomplish their goals. So I really hope this year people will actually um get out of their way and actually ask for help.
Yeah, their little bubble. That's one of the things that I read just recently, saying basically, 6 years from now, you're going to be looking back and saying, if I had only done that 6 years ago, my business would have been like up here. Maybe I would be a millionaire or something like that. But some people don't want to take that first step, which is, I think, just the hardest.
Yeah,
So I thank you so much, Angela, for being on here with
welcome.
me. And please reach out to her. Her handle's down there for her Instagram. Grab her free stuff, and you can do it with the right coaches, with your time management. You can get it done. You have your goal. You're not sure, reach out. You can reach out to me, you can reach out to her. We all have like our different ways of teaching. We all have our different niche. So reach
Mhm.
out to her. So thank you so much, Angela, for being on here with me. And I hope to have you on here again.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Tanya.
All right. Bye. Bye, friends.
Great. Bye. Thank you.